Now, when you say, I drive a Porsche, the first question is, which one? You can have the Cayenne, which is great for big families. You can have the boy racer-ish 718 Cayman, particularly in GT4 sport form. And then you have the epitome of it all, the 911. And this version is the best of it all, the Turbo S. The next question is, how many liters is it? In this case, 0. It's electric. So now we're inside the new Porsche Taycan, and wow, it's a bit of a learning curve to get used to this vehicle, just to be able to run it. That's not to say it's difficult, it's actually quite intuitive. It's just different from many of the Porsches we've become used to, like Panamera, Cayman, Boxster, 911, Cayenne, and Macan. Those are very different models from this one. This is pure electric, and even stepping in, like for example, there's no ignition button. What you have is really a power on button. Looks like it was lifted from either a TV, a laptop, or any other computer. Perhaps the most striking thing about the Taycan is that they didn't try to make it look like a 911 like they do with, you know, everything else. That's always been a Porsche hallmark. Of course, you have a lot of the same design touches there, but the headlights are completely different. The shape, the overall feel of the vehicle it's not trying to be 911. It's trying to be its own thing. The Taycan was really designed all around the power unit. That is the key to this vehicle, really. It's got two motors, permanent magnet synchronous motors. There's one in front driving the front axle, and there's one in the back driving the rear axle. So effectively, you have all-wheel drive, just like the top-tier 911s. The difference here is, of course, it's electric powered, and the batteries run along the underside of the vehicle, pretty much underneath your feet. Our friends over at Porsche Philippines have been gracious enough to lend us one for a few hours just to drive around the general area. We had asked to try it out on a racetrack, but you know, that request was denied because getting a charging station up north is still going to be a little bit tricky. The range of the Taycan under ideal conditions, Porsche claims 400 kilometers maximum, up to 400. But in real-world driving conditions, they were getting already around 350. Now, I don't know about you, but 350 is quite a lot already for a daily commute. Well, even if you live in a place like Alabang or go to Makati, or live in Quezon City and go to Makati or Ortigas, that kind of a round trip is already, the 350 kilometer range is already plenty for that. Now, Porsche gives you two options when it comes to charging. That's already included with the vehicle. The first one is the standard mobile charger that you just plug into your garage's wall outlet. That will charge your Taycan in a very quick 55 hours. Yes, 2 days and 7 hours to get the Taycan charged from 0 to 100%. But they also include a 3-phase wall charger option that you have to wire in. That one takes a bit more effort because you have to upgrade your power supply at home in your garage to be able to handle it. But when you do, that 11 kilowatt charging solution will get your Taycan fully charged in about 8.5 hours, 0 to 100%. Now, where do you say you activate the power capabilities of your Taycan? Well, all you have to do is wait for the green light to go, like now. Whoa! The reason for that brutal acceleration with a car like the Taycan is that the torque and the power, they're all available at 0 RPM. So if you really whack the throttle, it's really going to give you everything. So you have to be a bit more controlled to be able to maximize it. Otherwise, it's just insane. But don't get me wrong, the Taycan is not an out-and-out performance car. You know, it's not like they've stripped everything down. This is very much still a luxury car. I'm loving the interior. It's a bit heavy on the screens, but I can get used to it, and it's quite intuitive once you do really get the hang of it. What can convince a Porsche customer to get the Taycan over, let's say, a 911? Well, for one, it's not priced like a 911 Turbo S, even though this is far more powerful and far more torquey than a 911 Turbo S. It's really the acceleration, the brutal acceleration, the flat handling. I mean, we can only do so much within our drive of it, but we can tell you it's already pretty flat. It's really, really impressive what they've done to make this a reality. But what can convince 911 buyers? Well, it's priced like a Panamera. So yeah, you can have performance that can beat a Turbo S, a 911, but in the price of a Panamera.